I'm here with Tammy Hahnemann of Fire Mountain Gems and Beads, and we're going to work on your creation that you call your base bracelet.
It is a base bracelet, and then I like to go from there and do a lot of other fun things with it.
I love it. Just as a bracelet by itself, it's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Just that design.
It has a lot of nice curves to it, which I really appreciate.
Okay, how do we start this?
I'm using 14 gauge sterling silver dead soft wire.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to cut off a length about 3.5 inches long, 3 1/4. I'm going to hammer the ends of the wire, and that has dual purposes. It's decorative. It makes a nice finish on the end, and it also begins to harden the wire. Since we're starting with dead soft, it doesn't hurt to start hardening your wire somewhere in the process. So eventually it's a nice rigid piece of wire.
So it's kind of dual purpose.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to make a little loop on the end, and then I'll repeat that, and I'll do another one on the other end.
Okay.
So I've got 2 loops. And then from here, I'm just going to make another loop a little bit bigger.
Okay.
And you'll notice I'm pushing my hand, my thumb of my non-dominant hand against the barrel of the round nose pliers as well as the wire as I'm rotating my hand away from me. It really helps move the wire. It's a 14 gauge wire, and it's a little bit stiffer and a little bit harder to work.
Right.
And I'm going to create a shape that looks like that.
Great.
Okay, and then to form the final shape, again, because it's a stiffer wire, you might want to use a second pair of pliers to help move that loop up. And here we're using the round nose pliers more as a mandrel and less as a tool.
Right.
Okay, so now I've created a W.
Perfect.
That's the main element of the bracelet. There'll be 8 of those for about a 7-inch bracelet.
Okay.
Okay. And then the other 2 elements that you need to create in the same gauge wire are the hook and eye clasp.
Okay.
Okay, so again, we're just going to cut a length of wire. Grab my round nose pliers. And I'm going to hammer the ends so that, again, it's decorative and it's getting harder. This is where you really need the strength in your piece. And I'm just going to make a small loop on one end. And then here's where I really need a larger loop. So I'm going to move my pliers down the length of the wire.
Okay.
And I'm going to bend that. So I have like a swan's neck look.
Yeah.
And then again, for decorative purposes and because it makes a nice finish so it's not a sharp edge, I'll just take that end and I'll make a little loop on the end. Just to make
nice.
It's just a little decorative. And you can reshape the wire. It's very forgiving, which is why I recommend starting with dead soft so that if you make a mistake, you can kind of fix it.
I would like that.
Yes. And then the other part is the eye portion, and I have about a 1 1/4 inch piece of wire where I've hammered each end, and I'll make one fairly large loop on one end, and then I'll just repeat that on the other side.
Okay.
So that I have 2 loops, one to link to the bracelet and one to link to your clasp.
Right.
So we'll have 2 of those.
Okay, so 8 of the first one, and then 2 each of the other one?
Just
or
one
each,
just
one
one
each of the other one. Okay.
And then to put all of your elements together, I use jump rings.
Okay.
Okay, it makes it a little bit easier to put it all together.
So versatile.
Yes, and the way I found that these shapes work best in linking them together so that they flow properly is to alternate them.
Oh.
So one has the W facing one way and one has the M facing another way.
Gotcha.
It lies better that way. Okay, and then to do that, what I do is I usually just pick 2 of them up.
Okay.
And then
and then you
throw the jump ring. We've got backup. And then I just loop that through one end.
Okay. So you're putting, like you just said, you're putting them together reverse.
Reverse. And then I'm just going to link the jump ring through there and then close the jump ring up.
Gotcha.
Okay? And then I have a bracelet nearly complete.
Okay.
On the last element, I've just opened up the last little loop on the end and added my eye portion of my clasp.
All right.
And then on this end, again, I'm just going to use jump rings to link my clasp onto my bracelet.
Perfect.
And I used 2 jump rings in this location just to give it a little bit of extra durability.
And what I love about this bracelet is that it doesn't end there. You can add so much more to it.
That would be your base bracelet.
Yeah.
And then from here, I just like to embellish them. And I've chosen black and white as a combination. And then all I've done here is added an assortment of beads onto a head pin.
Okay.
And then I started a wrap loop.
All right.
And then I will open up the wrap loop. And I will link it onto the bracelet. And kind of turn it around, and then I'll complete my wrap at that point.
So much fun. I love that.
And then I just add a whole bunch of them. And this one here that we have here is 2 base bracelets linked to a bracelet
Versatile.
to make it a longer necklace if you don't care for a choker.
Exactly. So one day you could wear it as a bracelet, one day you could wear it as, you know, multiple bracelets or a choker or a longer one. That's great.
Exactly.
And then, of course, you brought some other examples with you. Love this one.
Well, lots of fun with color. The first one's just purple. It's different textures by using different amounts of beads, different styles of beads. I have cubes, rondelles, bicones, and pearls. And then on the blue one, it's just a whole different assortment of different shapes of crystals.
Yeah.
There's some architectural style, there's some teardrops, some helix, and then there's the cherry quartz beads.
Love those.
You know, that's more of a monochromatic.
Right, right.
And then we have just different amber colors on the gold-filled wire. That's also 14-gauge gold-filled wire. 2 examples of that.
Okay.
And then the necklace up on the neck is the gray and crystal.
Right.
And then I've added some dragonflies and other hill tribe silver beads.
Love it.
Thank you.
Just perfect. Thank you so much, Tammy, for showing us how to do that.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Next, Katie is back with a crystal necklace with metal accents.